Hello everyone, welcome back to my hobby YouTube channel In Brief Book Reviews. My name is Ian and today I'm going to give you a quick book review of a book I read many years ago called The Big Fight. The Big Fight is a book that was written superbly by a sports journalist and author called Dave Hannigan. This book was published and released in 2002 on, I think it was, Yellow Press Publishers. This book, Dave gives a very informative and narrative account of how it came to pass that the iconic Muhammad Ali and Al Blue Lewis came to Dublin, Ireland, spent the whole week in Ireland, and for the bout, I think it was on the 19th of July 1972. I can't turn around and say my favourite part in this book because the book itself is my favourite part. It's really fantastic, very sentimental book for me, generally speaking, because I'm from Dublin and more importantly I'm from Ireland also, and for this event to happen here in our country, particularly at that time also, was something that not many people would have pulled off. But fortunately we had a guy called Buddy Sugaroo, who was from Kerry originally. He was known as the Ireland's strongest man. He was an entrepreneur. He was well known around the entertainment business, and he managed to pull it off. The fight happened in the magnificent stadium called Croke Park in Dublin City, and all in all, without spoiling for anyone that wants to read this book, I would say that it's a book that's worth reading, most definitely. I think this book is actually very underrated as a book in that. So just in brief, it gives the account of how Al Blue Lewis was given the opportunity. It just gives his story also, the lead up to him as a fighter, his time as an ex-prisoner, boxing in prison, and then making a career out of it for himself upon release. And it gives also the accounts of Muhammad Ali coming over, spending some time over here. I think there was something said that he stepped off the plane and declared to Ireland that he had his grandmother or one of his ancestors was from Clare, which is a county in Ireland, and how that he wanted to visit there. And I think also years later, well, I actually know for a fact that years later Muhammad Ali and his family came back over to Ireland, particularly to Clare, to visit his one of his ancestral homes. So it gives a very wide account of what was going on at that time, the whole dealings of getting the bout together. And I can't really go too much into it without spoiling it for people. So just as I said, it's just a brief review today. I would definitely rate this a 5-star book, 100%. And what I like about this, one of the things I like about the book was the front cover. It was kind of very then. It was a very then book cover. Where you see book covers now with sports people, might have the boxer there, a position in the ring or something like that, and the sweat pumping off them and that. But at that time, the book cover presented what was going on at that time. So I liked the book cover. I thought it was really good, very intriguing. And one of the bits that I like about it, I think it was written at the end in the book, but I'm not 100% sure. It could have been on Wikipedia. I read it, but I read that Al Blue Lewis, upon stating and talking about it years later on, he basically said, that when he came to Ireland for his bout with Muhammad Ali, he loved it. He held it very dear to his heart, and forever will cherish that moment because it was very. It was a time where he really made him feel like he was somebody, and I loved that. I loved the way that we gave Muhammad Ali and him a very warm welcome, and he enjoyed the experience over in Ireland. And that's it. That's my book review for today. I'll just try to keep it brief. Like I said, I don't want to spoil this book for anyone. If you're interested in sports, books and stuff, you like reading about rugby, you like reading about hurling, football, horse racing and stuff, get this one. It's a really good book. It's really interesting in that. I would encourage young readers to read this as well and that, so Yeah, because it was written like I think 19, 20 years ago now. So read it, enjoy it, and give some review back also on it. That's it. So beautiful sunny day today. Take care, all the best. Have a good day. Stay safe, people.